Okay. Mm. Okay. Let's. Oh, okay. So what I wanted to go over right now is building your career as a contractor. So why become licensed? Why become a California licensed contractor? Um, One, it's the law. Two, any construction project priced at 500 or more in combined labor and material costs must be performed by a contractor who is licensed in the trade or work occupation. Now, a lot of us as unlicensed contractors, we're doing projects and we think that because we split it into portions to where the total thing, it equals up to, $5,000, but because we charge them an hourly rate, or because we, broke this thing down into $500 sections or $500 days, that we're not violating the law. We don't fall underneath this criteria, and you're wrong. You are violating the law. And you do fall under this criteria. You have to realize that this law been in place for years. Not sure the date that they created this, but I can guarantee you there's thousands and thousands of contractors that have done everything that you think that you're doing to fall underneath this radar. Everything already has been done. They're hip to everything that you can possibly try to do to get under this. Either the job is $500 or it's over $500. Either it's under $500 or it's above $500. The numbers never lie. Okay. Now, the next thing is this: every successful contractor that's out there have violated this law, including myself. I have violated this law thousands of times. That's how I learned, things about the trade, dealing with customers, getting more jobs, doing jobs, losing jobs. I learned it by going out there when I was actually unlicensed. The great thing that's now is, there's schools out there like the Construction Entrepreneur School. Great plug, Tyrone, that you can get training from. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to go out there and learn the hard way how I learned. You can learn from our instructors. You can learn from different peers that we have here within the school, that's just ready to teach you if you want to learn. And then once you learn, next you have to apply it. So let's jump to the next thing. What kind of experience is required? I think yeah, we'll go here. No, we'll go here. Yeah. What kind of experience is required? You need at least 4 years of journeyman level experience to qualify for the examination. Credit is given for experience as journeyman, foreman, supervising employee, contractor, or owner builder. So you can receive credit for for those types of experience. Is school necessary? I get this question a lot here. There's no educational requirements to qualify for a contractor's license. You may receive credit for technical training, apprenticeship training, or education instead of a portion of the required 4 years of practical experience. At least 1 year must be practical experience. So if you have to have a minimum of 4 years experience, they want real-time experience in the field. But if you have went to a technical school or apprenticeship program, or you have some type of education that's related to the trade or construction that you would like to see if you can get credit for, you can get credit. But they're saying you can get credit for up to 3 years. That 1 year still it must be practical experience. That's what the state license board is actually saying here. Is there an examination requirement? Yes. If the qualifying individual for a contractor's license is required to pass written law and trade examination. Yes, the qualifying individual for a contractor's license is required to pass written law and trade examination unless he or she meets the requirement for a waiver. An examination notice will be sent at least 3 weeks prior to the examination date. I'll do another video on what are the type of waivers you can get so you don't have to take the state exam. Are there any financial requirements to qualify for a license? No, none. But you will need to have a $15,000 contractor's bond or cash deposit in place before you become licensed. The CSLB does not issue bonds. Now, this $15,000 contractor's bond is just a bond. Okay, it's actually insurance on you for the Contractor State License Board. If you screw up, if you do somebody dirty, if you do not complete jobs, if you walk away from projects without any legal reason, that they will pull from that bond to pay off, your debt, your employees, whatever that they feel that you have neglected as a contractor, as a licensed contractor here in California. They use that $15,000 bond to pay toward that. The bond is based on your credit. So when you first starting out, you don't have any company credit. So it's going to be based on your personal credit. I have seen bad credit pay as high as $500, $500 to $700. And you can pay payments on that depending on what bonding agency you go with. And then good credit as low as $100 for 2 years, $150 for 2 years and such. Okay. What are the other requirements? All applicants must be fingerprinted at an additional cost to the applicant and undergo a criminal background check before a license will be issued. They're talking about the live scan fingerprinting. Once you fill out your application with the state license board, you pay the $380. They're also going to require you to get a live scan fingerprinting done. The live scan fingerprinting, depending on where you go, you can pay anywhere from $75 to $100. And that's on your own dime. And then that allows the state board to do a Department of Justice background check on you, a full background check on you, on everything that you have done. That's why it's very important that on application you get everything right. If you do not know, we're talking about the criminal background, the verification part of the criminal background. They're going to ask you court dates, courtrooms, judges, county, the time, the date. I mean, it asks a lot of information for that. You want to be accurate as possible. Matter of fact, not even as possible. You need to be accurate to the T. You need to have it to the T. And if you don't have that information because it's been so long, you want to request that information, okay, from the Department of Justice, or online on, there's different websites that can provide criminal um, uh, um, information from the past for you, for other individuals. So you just have to do your research and you have to make sure you get that information. All right. All right. What are California contractors license classifications? All right. The CSLB issues licenses to contract in specific trades or fields of the construction profession. Each separate trade is recognized as a classification. You may add as many classifications to your license for which you qualify. A Class A, general engineering. The principal business in this connection with fixed works requiring specialized engineering knowledge and skill. So Class A cannot do Class B work, right? A general engineering cannot do general building work. A lot of people think that, oh, if I get an A license, I can do everything underneath the sun. And the licenses are not designed that way. Okay, A license, you can do bridges, tunnels, you can do dams, you can do underground piping, dry and wet utilities, you can do trenching, you can do all underground work, you can do earthworks as well, depending on what's going on in the particular project. So you can do a lot of things dealing with engineering. Okay. Now the Class B here, general building. The principal business is in construction, is in connection with any structure being built or to be built, requiring in its construction the use of at least 2 unrelated building trades or crafts. However, framing or carpentry projects may be performed without limitation. In some instances, a general building contractor may take a contract for projects involving one trade only if the general contractor holds the appropriate specialty license or subcontracts with an appropriately licensed specialty contractor to perform the work. So, with a general B, you can build multifamily, commercial buildings and such, okay? Libraries, mansions, right? You can build all that with a general B, okay? You cannot build this with the general A, but you also have to understand with the general B, they're telling you, you need to have at least 2 unrelated building trades when you're bidding on jobs. So let's say like if you're a painter and you're like, hey, you know what, man, I'm gonna just go for my B license because I'm gonna be doing that work anyway. Well, you can't just go for a bath remodel with your painting license. You only can do painting work and related work with painting, okay? Like with the general B, you can't go after a painting license with your work, with your license. You can't go over paintings. You can't go, woof. You can't go after a painting project only, okay? But let's say like you go after a job, right? That job needs to have minimum carpentry and framing in it, and then you needs to have 2 unrelated trades to it. So you can have drywall and painting, or you can have concrete and tile work, or it needs to have minimum 2 unrelated trades to it. So you need to understand that you can't just get a B license and start doing drywall work only. You can't get a B license and start doing flooring work only. That's for the specialty classification, not the general B. So, next question. Class C specialty. There are 42 separate C classifications for contractors who construct work requires special skill and whose principal contracting business involve the use of specialized building trades or crafts. Manufacturers are considered to be contractors if engaged in on-site construction, alteration, repairs, or installation. Specialty license. I have a C8 specialty license where I can do concrete work. I can do foundations. I can do driveways. I can do patios. Um, but I was running into some limitations when I was trying to do sidewalk, curb and gutter, street work, and things like that. You're required to have an A license to do some of that work. Some of the sidewalk work, you can get away with it. Some of the curb and gutter work, you can get away with it. It depends on what agency that you're bidding on the work for. Um, um, Caltrans probably will not allow you to do it. But the street work, definitely, they probably won't allow you to do it. But it all depends on what contractor you're working with. But to stay under the law, you're actually not supposed to be doing that, okay? Who can become a licensed contractor? A licensed contractor must be 18 years or older and have the experience and skill necessary to manage daily activities of a construction business, including field supervision, or be represented by a qualified individual with the necessary experience and skill. So all your individuals trying to get your license when you're 18. Now, mind you, you have to have 4 years of experience in a management or journeyman level position. Okay, so so you're 4 years old, you're filing for your contracts license at 18, then you need to show that you've been in the family business coming up all those years and in a a journeyman level role. Well, really it takes 4 years to get to journeyman level. Okay, so it's definitely, I haven't run into anyone that's looking to get their license. I have people come and ask questions, but I haven't dealt with that challenge yet. I definitely have to look at the details of it, make sure that we're following under the guidelines before I move forward in a situation like that. But definitely you have to be careful with that one. Don't want to get denied and not be able to get your license for some time. Who must be licensed as a contractor? All businesses and individuals who construct or alter any building, highway, road, parking facility, roadway, excavation, or any other structure in California must be licensed by the Contractor State License Board if the total price, combined labor and material costs of one or more project contract is $500 or more. Contractors must be licensed before submitting bids. Is worker compensation insurance required? All contractors who have employees are required to present proof of workers' compensation insurance coverage. Contractors who do not have employees working for them are required to file a certificate of exemption with the CSLB. The only exemption is C39 roofing contractors, who are required to have a certificate of workers' compensation insurance or a certificate of self-insurance on file with the CSLB. C39 contractors are not eligible for an exemption from workers' compensation insurance. How much does a license cost? In addition to the financial requirements that must be met, it costs $360 for your original contractor's application fee, which is non-refundable. And then you have to pay for your initial license, and then each additional classification is $75, and the license must be renewed every 2 years. Okay. So, and the renewal fee just went up this year. And you can easily apply for your contractor's license. Now, the license cost, when I give you those numbers there, you're paying for your license, and then you're paying for your license card. Now that's separate from the money that you pay to the school. The school is your tuition to the school, okay? The school is going to train you, whatever school you go to, okay? The school is going to train you for the examination. That's what the school is for. The school is to train you for the examination. I have to plug in another thing for us. What we do here and why we're different is that we not only train you for the examination, we also train you on moving towards building your company. Have you understand what's required of you on those first steps. You need to know about workers' comp. You need to know how to file workers' comp. You need to know how to obtain workers' comp. You need to know how to estimate. You need to know how to read blueprints. You need to know how to conduct yourself in meetings. You need to know how to possibly do public works if you want to get into public works. So we're going to teach you all those things, right? All those nuts and bolt things that we would normally go and learn on the backs of customers, or just be afraid and not get out there at all and just be a licensed handyman. Well, we're going to teach you all those little things that you need to learn to break that fear, to get that out of your system so you can move forward with sure steps, with confidence, because we already been through it. Why do you need to stress and worry about what we have already been through? Okay, so that's going to be the end of this here. This is building your career as a licensed contractor. A little short, answering a lot of questions that we get on a daily basis. We'll be posting more videos, but I tell you, if you want to get your contractor's license for 2018, make sure you check us out. Check out our website, give us a call. We definitely can get you started. Our contractor license programs right now are $4.99, and we'll take you from the start to finish. So I want to just thank you for your time. Thank you for all the subscribers right now. For the ones that are watching this, subscribe, subscribe, like, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much.